Breaking news, we lose another heartbreaker on the season. Guys, I don't even know where to start with this one. I feel like we're used to it by now. If y'all don't know, my name's Josh Taylor, at Josh Taylor FB on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. If you don't follow me, head over and give me a follow if you don't mind. Always chatting it up on game day. But guys, we have a lot to talk about. I don't even know where to start. 14-7, Washington loses to the Giants. I felt like I was watching the Iowa-Minnesota game yesterday. I felt like that was a Big Ten matchup. Two really bad teams just having a mid-off. Like, if you've seen that meme where it's like the two girls fighting, it's just like these two are having a mid-off. That's what it was like. That was us, guys. We did not deserve to win that game. I'm glad that we didn't have to watch more of that game in overtime. I knew by halftime, even if we came back and won, it didn't matter. This team's bad. Like, there's no way around it. This team is not good. This team is not coached well. The talent level is not as good as we give it credit for, as much as we overhype it every single season. I will say, you might get your wish that Taylor Heinicke will be playing for the Falcons because Desmond Ridder is just as bad. He's so bad that they let us win last week and think that we're going to get back on track this week. But I knew after the Bears game, the way we got blown out by the Bears at home in primetime, I'm like, this team's not good. This team just flat out not good. And then we play the Falcons, who are frauds. They're not good either. Gives us somewhat of some kind of hope. Says, look, guys, we might actually have a chance. We might actually win some games, maybe go on a stretch, maybe make the playoffs. But, guys, this team's not good. We're the worst team in the NFC East. The Giants' entire offensive line was nothing but backups. And it has been for weeks now. There's so many players out for the Giants. Like this, once again, just like we said for the Bears game, who had a bunch of guys out for injuries too. This was the game that we should make a statement, a game that we should win, and we just can't do it. We have the roster. We've built everything like we're supposed to, but it's just not translating. Sam Howell looks uncomfortable. He looks hesitant. He's getting sacked at a historic rate. It's ridiculous at this point. So I'm going to go through some stats, look at some things, have some polls for y'all. But it's just what needs to change. That's something I have a stream tomorrow morning. I'm going to talk about a little bit more on that stream tomorrow. The biggest talking points of this game. I'm going to talk about the sacks. I'm going to talk about what needs to happen moving forward and stuff like that. C. Carter, 421, fire the whole staff tonight. Yes, I do not care who coaches this rest of the season. It does not need to be Ron Rivera. It does not need to be Jack Del Rio. And obviously, Eric Bieniemy had the worst game of his life today. That was a historically ugly game. Like, that was the Iowa Hawkeye offense, Penn State versus Ohio State yesterday. That was really bad. So I'm going to drop some polls for y'all. Chat's blowing up. Jahan stinks. I know, that's my guy. I love Jahan. Passes a little bit behind him, but he still needs to catch it. But even if he does, say we catch it, we go to overtime. Like, we still suck. This team is not good. Got to put up more than 7. 7 points is pathetic against this Giants team. And the Giants have a good defense. The Giants are well coached. Wink, he's a great defensive coordinator. He's a great defensive-minded guy. They don't have the flashiest guys on defense. Their defensive line's good. They drafted Banks, whatever. Xavier McKinney's good. But outside of that, their defense isn't unstoppable by no means. But still, 7 points with this offense. As much as we hyped it up coming into the season, this was Eric Bieniemy's worst game of his professional career. Going back all the way to the Chiefs, it doesn't matter. This is the worst play calling game I've ever seen in my life. I mean, third downs, the only thing that gave us life was that muffed punt. And then at the end, Saquon fumbled the first time in his career. But let me pull some stats up. I got some polls for y'all. I'm going to drop the worst one. Who had the worst game today? Was it Ron Rivera, Jack Del Rio, or Eric Bieniemy? I should have put the last one saying all three because it would have been right. So blow up the polls. I got another one for y'all. Let's look at some stats, guys. Before I do that, I want to say, Eric Grayson, Lackey, 14, make Eric Bieniemy head coach rest of the season. No one deserves to be a head coach on this team. Not a single person. Eric Bieniemy was awful today. Awful. Blame everyone. Yes, I agree with you. Just wait till they unlock the passing offense. The passing offense is not going to be there because the play calling sucks. Guys aren't getting separation except for Terry McLaurin. Sam has 2.2 seconds to throw the ball is what I saw today. That's what the stats were saying. He had under 3 seconds to throw the ball today. And the offensive line absolutely blows. So There is no passing offense, guys. And by the way, we don't have a running game either. Redskins forever, RTR. Make Nick Saban head coach. I'm going to say no just because I'm an Alabama fan and I love Nick Saban. But when he's done, sure. O-line is trash. I agree with you. Beast Mode 7. I see why Dotson doesn't get a lot of targets, which it's so concerning. I love Jahan. I'm a big Jahan fan. I covered Jahan when he was at Penn State. I got his helmet right there signed. I love Jahan. I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if it's like a mental thing. So the sophomore slump is real. There's a lot of sophomore wide receivers this season kind of going in decline, and they looked much better last year, like Chris Olave. Garrett Wilson's been hit or miss this season. Jahan Dotson, Drake London, etc. There's a lot. Let's look at some stats, guys, because you want to talk about first, and I said this in one of my tweets. Follow me at Josh Taylor FB if you don't already, and then follow me on Bleacher Report as well. Like I said, I got another stream tomorrow I'm going to do talking about the biggest parts of this game, like big picture stuff. I'm going big picture, like blow this thing up tomorrow. But the thing I saw was, I said this, if you need your first sack of the game or your first sack of the season, get it. If you haven't had an offensive touchdown since week 3, play the Commanders and you'll get it. You'll get 2 in the first half, by the way. You need your rookie DB to get his first interception of the season. Deontay Banks, here you go. Play the Commanders, man. Like, that's it. And then, oh yeah, by the way, the longest active streak of a missed field goal belongs to the New York Giants, by the way, and boom, they block a field goal today. Like, you can't make this up. There is no script that just says it's every single week. Oh, you know, Kyle Pitts hasn't found the end zone this season. We know it's going to happen last week. Like, if anything has not happened for your team this season, just play us, and I guarantee you it's going to happen. Let's see. Ben St. Juice needs to be benched too. St. Juice was really bad against Hyatt. Washington are the streak killers. Yeah, not the good kind. Like, we don't break our streaks. We break other people's streaks. It should be the other way around. I'm so sick of this team. Night King, yes, I agree with you. Fire sale and these bum ass coaches. I agree. Sorry about my language, but I agree. I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on here or not. But anyways, let's see. Let me just check in the polls real quick before I pull up some of these stats. Who had the worst game? Ron Rivera, 60% of people say it. Eric Bieniemy, 35%. And Jack Del Rio makes it out alive for the first time in his career. He's the lowest so far. I'm going to leave that up for a little while. Let me go ahead and bring up some let's look big picture of what happened today, because it's ugly, guys. Sam Howell. Oh, man. I'm going to dive deep into Sam Howell tomorrow. You guys know I love Sam Howell. I'm a Sam Howell truther. I love Sam Howell as a person. I love him as a quarterback. Met him at the Senior Bowl. Spent a lot of time with Sam. I prayed we drafted this guy, and we've seen this the first 7 weeks of the season. 22 for 42, 249 yards, 1 interception, 6 sacks, which 5 of them were in the first half, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So it's a miracle that only 1 happened the second half. It was like right from the jump, like right beginning of the second half. This is surprising to me. I kind of want to jump off a little bit. Chris Rodriguez gets 7 carries, 31 yards. Brian Robinson only had 8 carries for 23 yards and had that 1 touchdown. That was huge. And then, of course, AG not running the ball. So we see a movement of Chris Rodriguez slowly getting, meshed into this offense, which is big because our running game is non-existent. Hyde F says no one could throw behind that line. I agree with you. And like I said, Nikki Javala, who covers the team, tweeted out at halftime. I don't know what it was at the end of the game, but at halftime, the time for him to throw was like 2.2 or something like that. Like, it's just not reasonable. He does not have time to get rid of the ball. But when he does, vice versa, when the line actually does block for him and he does have time to get rid of the ball, he's so hesitant. Or he's just like, he just tucks it and then runs, and he runs into a sack, or he runs where he's not supposed to. So it's like the line and the quarterback are not helping each other out. We can't get a complete game from these two. And before that final drive, like, his stats were way worse. Like, every time I play like underdog fantasy stuff like that, every time I see his passing attempts are like 30 something, I'm hitting over every time because he's usually on pace for like 40 something, 50 something. It's bad. But like I said, you don't run the ball that much, and you really can't when you're down like we usually are. 19 carries for 76 yards. Like, guys, we need more out of that. Like, we need to run the ball more. We need better run blocking from this offensive line, though. And it's just a shame. This is year 4 of Ron Rivera, and it took this long, and he still has not done anything except get rid of Trent Williams. That's the only thing he's done the last 4 or 5 years here, like building into this last season of him, hopefully. Let's see. Beast Mode 7, it's pretty clear we're cursed, but we still had a chance and flopped. We are cursed. And we do flop. Honestly, like, I wasn't even excited to win this game because I know we're still bad. Like, this is so much more than just this game. If we would have won that game, there would have been fans that are just like, oh yeah, man, like we found a way to win. No, this team's bad. We're not good. We suck. The offensive line's bad. Sam is hit or miss. The play calling is bad. The defense is so spotty. We overhyped the defense. We overhyped the defensive line. And Chase Young had a good day today. I'll say that. Chase Young had a good game today. It took a little bit to get going, but he had a good game. And then John Ridgeway forced the fumble on Saquon Barkley, and Deron Payne picks it up. So, like, I'll give them that. But outside of that, this defensive line does not get enough pressures. And you know what? I'll even say this. Like, I know Chase Young is like top 5 in pressures in the NFL. I don't even care about pressures. I just want like actual pressure on the quarterbacks where they make bad throws. And I want to see actual sacks. I want to see actual tackles for loss. I want to see that kind of stuff. It's bad. I'm going to look at Tyrod Taylor. Looked like he was back at Virginia Tech. 18 for 29. 279 yards. Sacked 4 times. Could have been way more. Saquon Barkley, 21 carries for 77 yards. And that's it. Like, I'm not even that mad at how the run game was. If anything, Saquon, he had a couple big-time catches at 32-yard. Was a killer. But Darren Waller, 7 catches for 98 yards. I had the over on 30-something for him because I just know any tight end against us, that's going to happen. Jalen Hyatt, 2 catches, 75 yards. Almost had 3 for like 100 and something. But St. Juice, by the way, he has no problem doing his little celebration and the seatbelt when it's like a 5-yard breakup. But anytime he had to go deep against Jalen Hyatt today, he had no answer for him. None. And same with Nick Gates. People were mad at me when I said this on Twitter today. I'm like, Nick Gates, shut up. When Terry McLaurin got hit out of bounds, first off, it wasn't even like dirty. It was a bad penalty. Yeah, he hit him head to head. It was a penalty. Cool. It wasn't like he like punched him afterwards or was like talking trash to Terry or anything. Nick Gates comes over and almost cost a 15-yard penalty. But the whole game, Nick Gates is getting blown up by Dexter and Kayvon Thibodeau and anyone else, Leonard Williams, anyone else coming his way. Like, Nick Gates is bad. Like, cool, you're standing up for your teammate. I appreciate that. But don't be doing these stupid plays when you're not even playing well. Like, not well at all. And honestly, the Giants were on their last leg in this game. Like, the amount of players that didn't play for an already bad team today was astounding. Offensive line, I mean, they got Pugh off the couch. Their offensive line is the worst in the NFL. Hands down the worst. And we competed with them today as the worst offensive line. K Coffee 91. Can we be honest? We some bums. Be honest. And you're 100% right. We are some bums. Some other things I want to look at real quick because I know it's bad. And I'm just curious. Let's look at some team stats here. You want to talk about third downs? We were 1 for 15. The Giants were 5 for 16. We were 1 for 15 on third downs, y'all. Like, I don't know what to say, y'all. We were 1 for 15 on third downs. There's no reason we should ever have to do that. Do you guys think Payne faked the injury to try and help? I don't know. I mean, I don't think like Payne knows that like there's a 10-second runoff if you don't have a timeout, or let alone that we don't even have a timeout. But like I think he was genuinely hurt. But once again, like, say we would have got the punt. Like, there's nothing we were going to do with that ball. Even if we went to overtime, I have zero confidence that we would have won that game. All right, look, you know what? My nibs hurt. Josh never said my username, despite he quotes me all the time. I will say your name. My nibs hurt. Okay? I know you picked that name on purpose. And I'm only going to say it because you call out Heineke all the time and you praise Heineke, and Heineke sucks too. That's all I have to say. Do you think ownership is going to make some changes? Oh, D Leatherwood one. That's a great question, man. I think that I really want to see what Magic Johnson says after this game, by the way, because I love Magic Johnson's tweets or whatever you want to call them. I'm still going to call it tweets. I don't care. Tweets, Twitter, y'all get over it. I love seeing what Magic Johnson has to say because that's a passionate dude. That's a former guy, former champion, one of the best at what he did ever. When he was with the Lakers, like Magic is like that's what you want to be in life. He expects a certain amount of these streams. I put them usually on my YouTube channel, by the way, JTFB. Go subscribe. But Magic Johnson expects a certain level of excellence. And if we look like this every single week, I have a feeling that Magic Johnson's going to actually put some pressure on not only Josh Harris, but this team to make some changes. Do I think something will happen right now? No. I don't think anything will officially happen until we get kicked out of playoff contention. Nothing's going to happen until the season's like actually over. That's where we're going to see things start happening. And then I think even if like somehow we finish strong, there's no way Ron Rivera comes back. There's no way Jack Del Rio comes back. Eric Bieniemy, he's not going to go anywhere. He needs to improve though. Like he's been bad the last few weeks. But I still stand behind this. I said this. I don't care who coaches the rest of the season. Ron Rivera does nothing for me. I'm so sick and tired of these little arms crossed, like sitting there when nothing's going on. The only time he got passionate was when we got called for that intentional groundings. I was clearly like 20 yards out of the way of Brian Robinson. Then he wants to get passionate. Then he wants to start talking about last year. Like, Ron, shut up about last year, bro. Worry about this game right now. Worry about this season right now. Do your job. Yes, Luckhood 727. You're the one that put the paper up on the doors everywhere. Do your job. Ron, you don't even know what your job is, man. He doesn't call plays on offense. He doesn't call plays on defense. He does very bad. He has very bad situational awareness. His game management is atrocious. He challenges plays he shouldn't challenge. He calls timeouts when he shouldn't. He went for the fourth down where we got our field goal blocked. The analytics, we hired an analytics department apparently. I don't think we did because the analytics said go for that. It was like, what, 4th and 2, whatever it is. This says go for that in the red zone. And we kick a field goal and that thing got blocked. And I know, like, oh, at the time there's a lot of game left. But the way our team looked, the only time we sniffed the red zone is because of that muff punt. And then we get the ball back in the red zone, and you're telling me you want to kick a field goal and say, hey, guys, I know my team finished 1-15 on third down, but I think we can get to the red zone one more time before the game ends. I don't think we could have gone to the red zone again. I mean, we did with the Saquon Barkley fumble, but I don't care. Like, you would have kicked the field goal. Congratulations. You need to be aggressive, Ron. You need to show that aggression. Like, that passion you had for that really bad call on the intentional groundings, you're mad about that. But I'm equally as mad about your play calling and how you don't go for 2 against the Eagles. As trash as this team is, I bet Sam will throw for over 300 yards next week. We'll look good against the Eagles for whatever reason, and it'll give, not me, I'm not falling for it anymore. It will give a majority of these fans some kind of hope, and we'll go to the games again. I'm going to the Eagles game at home, by the way. What is it, November 19th? I'm in Texas right now, but I try to go to as many home games as I can. I'll be back for that game just because I already got my stuff. I'm either going to be somewhat hype or I'm going to be cussing out some people on the field. But regardless, like, this team is not good, y'all. We go through the same cycle every week. Like, and we hype the team up every season. And the interception. And by the way, Sam got super lucky that he didn't throw that pick 6 to Kayvon Thibodeau, by the way. Drops the easiest pick 6 of his life. I mean, it was like a punt. Like, thank God he has no hands. All right, let's see real quick. I'm going to drop this other poll for y'all. Who had the worst game? Ron Rivera finishes at the top of 58%. Eric Bieniemy, 37%. And then Jack Del Rio, safe for this week, 5%. And I will say, let me drop this one first. What should happen next? What should happen? Not what will happen. What should happen? Because we know none of these are going to happen. What should happen next? Fire the coaches, finish the season out, or fire sale for the players. The trade deadline is October 31st. By the way, I did a video on that. I did a stream on Bleacher Report. If y'all missed that, it's on my YouTube channel, JTFB. I think the only guy that's gotten traded so far is Miko Hardman, but I just said we needed another wide receiver, and that proves even more true today. But what should happen next? I think fire coaches is the first thing. And the question always comes up, and I'll talk about it more on the stream tomorrow. I'm gonna go back and rewatch this game. I do it every time. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I don't know why, but I will, because it's what I do every single game. Who would be the coaches? Yeah, that's all I was gonna say. Dummy Thick Tutty. Yo, that's the best name on here, by the way. I'm just gonna give you the fire emoji just because that's funny. And Grayson Lackley, 14. Let's go. We are Penn State. Who would be the coaches if we clean house? That's the thing, bro. I don't even care who coaches. Like, let these players find a way to coach themselves, dude. I don't care. Go do what the Colts did and they hired Jeff Saturday like midseason. I don't care. Go get Joe Theismann. Do the same thing, bro. I do not care. Yes, the _ playmaker 202 said someone young and energetic. Yes, someone that has passion, because the players don't have passion on the field until they actually do something big, which is very rare. The players have no belief in what they're actually doing on the field. It doesn't look like they have any idea, like, not only what they're doing, but they're just like, are we even doing the right thing right now? Like, they don't look like they feel comfortable doing what they are actually doing. So the players don't have the passion. The coaches don't have the passion until it's something stupid. Then Ron decides to take his hands out of his pocket. But outside of that, guys, this team's just coasting through the season again. Zachary Post 1, Kerrigan. I don't know how Kerrigan would be with play calling. I got a pretty up close look at Kerrigan coaching D-line at the Senior Bowl this year because he was there. I got to talk to him for a little bit and just ask him like how he liked coaching and stuff like that. And he said he loved it. Something different. He's just such a cool guy, by the way. Like, I absolutely love Kerrigan. He's one of my favorites. And I told him, I'm like, dude, I know like we're both here for like work. I was like, but I'm fangirling. Like, you were like one of my favorites growing up. I'm like, love you, dude. But like, I think with Kerrigan, it's a different, like it's too soon for him to be like making play calls and stuff like that. I want him to focus on, that D line. Like, I want that D line to get better. Like, it needs to get better. And I know he's not like the top guy. He's not our defensive line coach. Like, he's pretty much like a positional coach guy there, just kind of like working with these guys. I get it. But I don't care who coaches. I don't care who's defensive coordinator. I don't care who's head coach at this point. Like, if this is what it's going to look like the rest of the season, what does it matter? Why? Like, oh, you're just going to get some random guy to coach? Yeah, I am, because it can't get no worse than what Ron Rivera's doing. It cannot get any worse than what he's doing, y'all. 6 sacks, and the main thing I'm going to talk about tomorrow is, one, who's at fault for the sacks? And that's a very loaded question because there's a lot. Let's hire Cooley, says Night King. Yo, let's do it. Let's hire Cooley. Let's just look. We've been killing it with alumni lately. Let's just go ahead, put our hand in the bag, pull out as many alumni as possible. We'll get Ryan Clark. He'll be our defensive coordinator. We'll take him off TV. We'll get Cooley to be the head coach. Maybe he can coach our tight ends because they don't do anything either. Hire Kelsey's mom. I don't know which Kelsey you're talking about. Maybe Travis Kelsey. But I do not want Taylor Swift near this team. That's the last thing we need is more attention. We got to get better before we get any kind of attention on this team. 4 of them were O-line and 2 were on Sam. So today, I'm not going to give it all away. Like I said, I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. I think tomorrow at 11 a.m. is the stream. 10 or 11 tomorrow. I can't remember. But it's loaded. So I'm going to look at all the sacks again tonight and really break it down. Portis at running back coach, obviously. Yo, Portis is a load. I saw him at training camp. My dude, I think he can still run the rock right now. He's huge. I'm not expecting anything different out of this team moving forward. And like, honestly, win or lose today, like I just don't see what the long-term goal for this season is. We're not going to the playoffs. We're not a playoff team. We're the worst team in the NFC East, and I can confidently say that. I know that, we played the Eagles close. Well, go ahead and hang that banner because I'm not. We lost to the Eagles in a game that we could have won. We lost to the Giants in a game that we absolutely should have won. Like, not even should have. Like, there was no excuse for this game, y'all. None. The Giants are banged up. Tyrod Taylor's quarterback. Vanilla Vic, Daniel Jones ain't even out there to kill us like he does every game. Their offensive linemen's a bunch of practice squad guys and guys that have retired like 3 times already. But they have no problem against us. Bring in Brian Mitchell for the love of God. I do like B. Mitch. I I don't know if he would like coaching. I kind of like him on TV and stuff more. We are Caleb Williams' option destination at this point. But we broke the Ravens preseason. Look, the preseason streak was hype. Y'all can hang that banner. But once again, like, guys, we're the worst team in the NFC East. Like, what do y'all want to happen the rest of this season? Like, in all honesty, like, I have no problem trading players away at the trade deadline. I have no problem blowing this team up tomorrow. Like, I have none. If I wake up tomorrow and it says Ron Rivera was fired, Jack Del Rio was fired, and we traded, I don't know, anybody. Like, we traded Antonio Gibson, Montez Sweat, and whoever, then I'd be like, cool. At least we're doing something. At least we're not just, showing up to game day on Sunday and saying, guys, this is the game. This is the game we're going to look good. At least we're doing something, because one thing I've noticed, we haven't made any changes except we're benching Forbes. But we don't bench Cody Barton. He was playing bad. David Mayo was way worse than he was somehow. We don't bench, certain players, and they're playing bad, but by God, we're going to bench our first-round draft pick. I know he was bad. And Forbes is out there a little bit today. I think he didn't start the game, but he was out there early a couple times. But he wasn't out on the field a lot. But yeah, honestly, the only player I'm not trading is Terry. I mean, I want to say Chase, but I think him playing well says trade him even more. Like, screw it. Fire sale. Deron Payne and John Allen, just because they both just got paid, and they are good. And outside of that, like, I'm not keeping anybody else. Like, y'all, like, call me. Whoever y'all want. I'm sending out an email to the 31 teams in the league. That's not us. I'm saying, guys, call me. I'm cool with giving Caleb partial ownership. That was, by the way, Zachary posted one. Caleb does not want partial ownership of any team. That does not exist. He did not want partial ownership of any team. Pat Mahomes doesn't even have partial ownership of the Chiefs, so there's no way Caleb Williams is getting partial ownership of anything unless he buys like a McDonald's. Caleb Williams isn't getting anything. That was just a fake post that went around and blew up from like those fake accounts like ML football, whatever, stupid NFL notifications. They're all bad. Should we keep Barton? No. Will we? Yes, because he has the green dot. But like, honestly, when he went out, it was rough at first, but the second half, our defense played much better. That's all I'm going to say. Where can we find the archive streams? I keep all the streams. I just upload them to my YouTube channel, JTFB, if you need to go rewatch other ones. Like when I said Jahan Dotson was going to have a breakout year, you can pull that one up. You can clip it, put it on Twitter, and say I was wrong, because I was. I also predicted this team to make the playoffs because I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm guilty, guys. Let's check the polls real quick before we wrap this up. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow morning. Talk big picture. Like the biggest talking points, the sacks, Sam Howell, the coaches. What should happen next? Who had the worst game? Already did that one. What should happen next? 78% says fire coaches. Honestly, all of them. I didn't even put what coach. Just clean the house. Finish the season at 16%, and then fire sale players at 6%. It's just bad, guys. Like, it's just... And I'm going to end on this, like, Ashburn Syndrome. Yes, I've had it. No more. Like, guys, like, I was a fan of this team before I even did any kind of media content, before I even, like, started my first podcast back in, like, 2018. I've been a fan of this team since birth. Like, I was born into this. And that's the thing about me is I will be dead honest. I'm not going to, like, be that rah-rah fan. I'll never win an award for fan of the year because that's not me. Like, I will be dead honest with this team. And I will say this team's not good. This team is bad. I feel like we hyped this team up so much, and I'm guilty of it. I hyped them up too. I put stuff out there. I put content out there. I put videos. I said, this team is good, guys. This offense is going to kill it. Sam's going to be great. Eric Bieniemy is going to be the best offensive coordinator in the NFL. We're going to win games. We're going to make it to the playoffs. And it's not going to happen. I was dead wrong. Like, we need big things to happen. And I think the thing that's different from this year than other years is we do have the new owners, and that's something we've been dying for because we knew no big changes were ever going to happen, ever. But I genuinely think that now with the new owners that we will get some kind of changes moving forward. If we had 1 to 2 better O linemen, we could easily be 6-1 or 5-2. Honestly, Jose, man, like, I don't know, because our defense has been so bad, except for like today. It's just. And they're saying like the perfect description of this team is like so and so. The perfect description of this team is like Wisconsin Badgers. Like we are a Big Ten team, but like our defense isn't even that good though. Bringing DJ Swearinger, I don't know. He said he wants to come back, but I don't know. Rivera talking to the media is like Dak, we're just repeating the same BS. I'm not even gonna watch the videos. I don't even watch them anymore, by the way, because Ron's like, oh, we're gonna look at the tape. We should have won that one. We're gonna look at it and we're gonna come back. And we're gonna see what's on the tape. Like Ron, what happened to all the sacks today? Well, we're gonna look at the tape first. But then he never comes back with an actual answer. Like, yep, Sam held the ball too long, or yep, I should have actually drafted some offensive linemen. By the way, yep, shouldn't have drafted a linebacker in the first round. I love Jamin, but like Christian Darrisaw, like I'm just saying, guys, like we as fans knew the direction this team should have went with many, many big decisions, and the coaching staff had no idea what to do. So I'm going to catch up on all this stuff, guys. I appreciate y'all coming through on the stream. And like I said, I'll be back tomorrow morning. You'll get a notification on your phone. Subscribe to me on Bleacher Report. And like I said, subscribe to the YouTube channel, JTFB, where I upload all these and save them so you can rewatch them if you need to. Appreciate y'all coming through. It's painful, guys. Like we're going to do the same thing next week. I'm going to sit in the same chair and talk about why the Eagles dragged us up and down our own field. So get ready. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, just get some aloe because it's going to burn. But we're going to be back, guys. Tomorrow's going to be good. Tomorrow's going to be like a therapy stream. I'm going to just let it out. Say everything that needs to be said, what needs to happen moving forward. And I appreciate y'all. Yep, the stash and the mullet full going. Like I said, I'll be at the Giants game on the 19th. If y'all are going, let me know. But I'll see y'all tomorrow, guys. Appreciate it. And take command, I guess. We don't do that. So I don't know, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Underdog Fantasy is the best place to participate in all of your fantasy contests, whether it's the NFL, MLB, PGA Golf, NBA, even college football. This user-friendly app, you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. And my favorite part is that when you sign up in your first deposit, you use my promo code JTFB, they will double your first deposit up to $100. Now, how does it work? You pick lower or higher on stat projections that Underdog Fantasy gives you, whether it's passing yards, rebounds, points, you name it. And for each selection, say you want to select 3 people or 4 people, your odds go up based off of how many you select. My favorite feature, however, is sometimes I want to make 4 selections and I'm not feeling too confident in all of them. I love taking advantage of the Pick'em insurance to where if I miss one pick in my contest, I still get paid out on lower odds. So sign up today, download the app, and use my promo code JTFB to get up to $100 in your first deposit.
Down on my back, I'm an old soul like my dad. My old girl's still a fan.